Hello friends, welcome back to Julie's the Author. We are going to do a tri-chapter romance edition. Let's jump right into it. So this is a stack of very random books. Some of this is secondhand, some of this is indie that I got from a like charity auction. 7, but I have 8 books because I have the duology. Let me get into how I think this is gonna go. 2 random books I picked up secondhand. So this is Darker Places, book 1, Sired, I don't know, by Nicole Cipher. That is a phone. I Trapped Her, Now She's Mine. Seems like we're dealing with a darker story here. This was purchased at Cupboard Maker Books secondhand, as well as this one, Forevermore by Frankie Page, with Love and Steam. Frankie Page. It's signed. I picked it up secondhand, so I don't know who it was signed for. There's no name. However, comma, I own it. A Lot Like Adios by Alexis Daria. This one I got forever ago. I've heard really good things about it. I'm assuming I'm going to like it, but I don't know. While I was at a signing at Cupboard Maker Books, I met Harper Cross and bought this book, and she signed it for me. I actually think she signed it. Yeah, she signed it, Nancy Yeager, because that's what she writes her historical romance under. She was signing for historical romance, but I picked this one up, which is not. This is like a CIA agent romance, and she was like, you're gonna get both of my signatures, like Harper Cross and Nancy Yeager, because I messed it up. This is a second chance romance. These are all ones that I got from an auction for Dissent. This was for like Reproductive Rights. They did an auction for books, and I bid on a whole bunch and got a whole bunch. So this first one is Sins of Seduction by Nicole Banks. I've read, I think, KU books by Nicole. I don't know a ton about this one. It came with so much swag, like all the stickers and stuff, and signed. I will go into synopsis when I get to these, but that is one of the ones that I got, and I think it's just signed. It's not personalized. Yeah, so if I wanted to, I could always, you know, resell that or get rid of that one. But I'm hoping I love it. I bid on them because I thought I was going to. Take Me in the Night by R.L. Kenderson, USA Today Times bestseller. Also just signed, not personalized. And I started this one apparently and got to page 16. Apparently didn't hate it. I think this is also a second chance. Yeah, high school romance. They both went away after college, came back again 12 years later. This one is book 1, and this is book 2 by Jen Stevens. This is Beacon Grove, book 1 and 2. Calling Quarters. So this says, town full of witches, we're only in movies, and those spell books my aunt studied were just silly pastimes. Had no idea of the important role that my coven would play. I think it's like a witchy paranormal romance. Some swag in this one as well. These are personalized, and then like a nice long note there. Like really cool, like rune-like end papers and stuff in here. Got a map. Very pretty. A lot of indie. These are all indie, which I'm excited about. We are going to try a chapter, 2 chapters, see how we feel about them, see what stays and see what goes. I haven't been in a very big smutty mood lately, so I haven't really been reading too much of it. I've kind of gotten back into fantasy. Who am I? I don't know. So what I want to do is just make sure when I am in the mood again that these are ones I want to keep. I have way more than this, but these are the ones that I'm like most unsure of, or they're one-off authors. Let me put them in order of like I think I'll like them, right? So I did that for the last one. I started with the book I thought I would like least and worked my way towards the ones I thought I was really going to like. So let's try that now. I think I'll probably like this one the best because it seems like it's a dark romance, and I'm here for dark. So I think I'm gonna like that one the most. Then this one, because I already started it and I am intrigued. Then probably this, just because, I don't know, there's something about the cover. I have no clue. I'm just getting vibes. So we're gonna put that next. I think probably A Lot Like Adios I will like as well. Maybe the witchy ones. And then I really, despite the fact that like I met Harper Cross and she was very, very nice, spy romances are not really my jam. I just wanted to support her. She was there and I was like, I should read that thing. And then this, legitimately, like I can't even stress. Can you see the font on the back of this? like just the font and the formatting and the like the literal fonts, and it doesn't bode well in terms of like quality. I know that's horrible to judge that way, but that's what I'm saying. So this is what I'm thinking in terms of like won't enjoy to will enjoy, and that's how I will start the reading. My first book will be Forevermore by Frankie Page, and I'll just read the back to you now. Jax Harris has been in love with Tilly Moore for as long as he can remember, but timing has never been on their side. A dream career opportunity sent Jax traveling around the world, but after a decade apart, tragedy has brought him home. Now that he has returned, he is not sure if he has the strength to leave Tilly all over again, but faced with life-altering choices, will he fight to stay? I want to like them all, so we're going to hope for the best. His chapters are very long, hers are very short. By chapter 25, we've had 2 swaps, so like 2 chapters from each. So maybe I'll try to go to 25, right? As the cat jumps off the desk. I just read the first, I don't know, 30 or so pages of Forevermore, and then I skim through the rest of the book. I'm not going to read it. So this is going to get unhauled. There's nothing inherently wrong with it. It's just, it doesn't use like language that I enjoy. And like even towards the end of the book, when like the main characters have been together for a long time, they're still like in awe of how they feel and like describing body parts as if it's the first time they've seen them, when it's been a lot of seeing them and feeling them and knowing exactly what it's like to be with them. And not to say that the magic ever like completely ends, but like the whole I have to describe every detail. The beginning was just, it didn't do anything for me. But now I'm going to try this, and I have reservations. Is it cool that I got to meet the author and get it signed? Yes. Is it cool that she said I have like the only book that she signed with both pen names? Also yes, because she mixed it up. But this says, he's my one weakness and my last hope. Now my ex-partner from Heat wants to bring me in from the cold. So 3 months ago, I was expelled from the off-the-books spy agency Heat for insubordination, among other things. Now I do anything to get back in the game. Anything except work with Derek Wilder again. In my business, we're good at keeping secrets, but I'm going to uncover all of his, because one thing Derek can't hide from me is how much he wants, that he wants me as much as I want him, and 2 can play this spy game. Romantic suspense with a shot of action and adventure and a dash of snark and a twist of fun. All right, pals, I'm back. Is it 10 minutes later? Yes. Am I gonna read this book? No. I read the first couple of pages and went, this is not gonna be for me. I did like a flip through, as one does with smutty stuff. You look for the good words, right? Like you look for the words where you're like, ooh, this is a scene I wanna read. To do like a count. And I don't read the whole scene and I don't spoil myself, but I go like, how many times can I expect, you know, the goods? The answer is once, and it's about 5 pages from the end of the book, which means it's just a spy novel. And, you know, I supported an author and somebody else can read it. So next up is Calling Quarters by Jen Stevens. So this says, I was raised to believe that towns full of witches were only in movies, and those spell books that my aunt studied were just silly promises. I had no idea of the important role I play in the coven, with zero knowledge of my existence or a sacrifice my parents made by leaving behind everything they knew to protect me. In the wake of my aunt's mysterious death, I have no choice but to go return to my birthplace for answers, but Beacon Grove is a twisted place where distrust spreads like a cancer, lies fester, and the truth is nearly impossible to find. One thing I'm sure of is the danger that Remy Winters and our inexplicable connection posed to me as one of the quarters of the Watchtower Coven. Through painstaking research and placing my trust in this man who has been trained since birth to hunt me, I learned that my family is far more intertwined with a tight-knit town than I originally thought. I could be exactly what they need to save their beloved quarters, but admitting that what I am to those who have been brainwashed into fearing me could put my life at risk. It is a twisted tale of corruption, lies, and a love story written in the stars. With beautiful papers of like wavage. Give me a minute. I'm just going to flip for the smexy time wording. Maybe. No, I weren't too... Soft moans. Oh, milky breasts. I don't like that. I don't like that. Okay. Well, by 211, we've got some smecks. Hold on, let's see. 211 is just starting it. Let's see how long it goes. 2 pages. Is that my preferred length of time for a scene? Not particularly. So here's the deal. This is fantasy romance. Fantasy, yeah, fantasy romance. Romantic fantasy? It's romantic fantasy. It's fantasy first. So it's romantic fantasy. I think it's probably going to be more along the lines of like my first book, like more of like A Curse in Ash, where there's like light smexy times, and then you know how my series goes, it grows as we go. So I'm not opposed to these, but I need to treat them like fantasy. I can't treat them like romance. Am I excited that I have both books though? Yes. I'm going to keep these, but I'm going to treat them like fantasy. I'm not going to treat them like romance, and so I don't want to lump them in with this. So we have A Lot Like Adios. This is by Alexis Daria, and this says, after burning out in her corporate marketing career, Michelle has built a thriving freelance business as a graphic designer. So what if her love life is non-existent? She's perfectly fine being the black sheep of her marriage-obsessed Puerto Rican-Italian family. Besides, the only guy who ever made her want a happily ever after disappeared 13 years ago. Gabriel left the Bronx at 18 to escape his parents' demanding expectations, but moving away meant saying goodbye to Michelle, his best friend and longtime crush. Now he's the successful co-owner of LA's hottest celebrity gym with an investor who insists on opening a New York City location. So Michelle is torn between keeping Gabe at arm's length and picking up right where they left off, in her bed. As they work on campaigns, old feelings resurface and their reunion takes a sexy turn, facing mounting pressure from their families who think they're dating and growing uncertainty about their futures. Can they resolve their past mistakes, or is it only a matter of time before Gabe says adios again? I'm intrigued by the artwork on the front of this because they look real good. I'm gonna get rid of these two right off the bat. And these were like legitimately at the top of my pile of like, I don't think I'm gonna like them, and I was not wrong. Hello friends, I'm here with A Lot Like Adios. It's flippin' adorable. He wants to hire her to help him set up his gym in New York, even though he hasn't gone back since a falling out, I think maybe with his parents, or I don't even know what. But they'd been best friends, maybe a little bit more. Now she's got some demands if she's going to work for him, and I like them. So I only got to page 26, but it's adorable. Is it smut? No, but it is adorable, and I do want to read it. So I'm going to continue with this one. Love two dudes who own like a gym chain and also like put pronouns in emails. Adorable. Text message formatting, and I'm pretty sure this is a Windows chat chain from like, it says 16 years ago, and I want to read it. Do I want to read it right now? No, but I do want to read it. We're going to move on to, this is Desired, Darker Places, Book 1 by Nicole Cipher. We're gonna read the back. It says, I trapped her, now she's mine. I was the monster hiding in the shadows, waiting to snatch its next prey. The women I sold weren't people, they were a commodity until she came along. From the first time I laid eyes on her, she pulled me in, consumed my every thought for weeks as I watched a security feed of her lying in a dirty cell. I had to have her for myself. By the time the auction came, she wouldn't be in attendance. She'd already be mine. Definitely have a dark romance. All right, I'm on chapter 4 at page 20. So we're gonna get to page 20 and we'll see what I think. But A Lot Like Adios is going back on my shelf. If you're interested in the books that I do not end up keeping or reading, I have a Pango now. Pango storefront. I started it this weekend. Today is Tuesday. I've been selling like hotcakes. All the books. If you're interested in what I'm selling, I'll have that link down below. But let's read the first 20 pages of Desired. I got to page 30. I kept going a little bit further because I wanted to see how I felt about it. And I mean, it's definitely a human trafficking situation. I don't think I'm going to like it. I see where it's going. I flipped through it a little bit just to kind of get a feel for it. He definitely has some psychosis because he's obviously he's hurting women and you know, trafficking them. But there's also like areas where she's talking about like, oh, there's got to be something good in him. There's something good in him. And then she starts to care about him. She's 19. Her father sold her and she's a virgin. They're together and she's like, don't hold back. And I'm like, dude, yes, hold back. Like, this man is a sadist. Hold back a little bit, you know? Like, maybe hold back. I don't know. Like, unless she turns the tables and just starts, like, killing them off, which is not, I don't think that's what's going to happen. So, that one's going to go. But that leaves me with a couple of books here. So, Take Me in the Night. And this one is signed, and I'm on page 16. Here's the thing. This is a second chance romance. I've already read a good portion of it. They were together and then something that she did got him arrested. He ended up going, instead of to jail, into the military. There was an issue where she was supposed to go and testify for him on his behalf and she never showed up. She never showed up because her parents didn't let her, I believe. And he thinks that she abandoned him. So now they're getting back together and she thinks he just left her. Already I'm okay with the writing style. I already know this from when I tried to do it, to try to read it earlier, and I didn't dislike it. So I'm not gonna waste my time with this one because I know that I'm gonna be okay with it for the most part. It's shorter. I don't think, even if, like, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna finish it. I have no problems finishing this. But this will probably be one that I don't need to keep on my shelves. This was part of the fundraiser that I did for Dissent, so it is signed. So at some point, you know, stay tuned to my Pango. This will be there. Because I don't think I'm going to need to keep it on my shelves unless it's like an absolute stunner. But prob's not. This one will end up on Pango like soon. Which leaves my last book, which is Sins of Seduction by Nicole Banks. Now I follow Nicole Banks on social media. This one is signed. There's a whole bunch of bookmarks. I've got Go Away, I'm Reading, but it's like backwards. So it's like I have to, like, you know, it's a transfer one. And then a Nicole Banks sticker. So swags and stickers, which is perfect because I can use that bookmark. This I'm going to try right now. So this says, such a pretty little raven, the untamable, the goddess amongst men, but they crave her just the same. They all look to clip her wings, desperate to cage her, not knowing freedom is all she'll ever seek. Such a pretty little raven, soaring high in the sky, fleeing from the past that haunts her in the dark. She'll never be free of it, even when she finds her savior to guide her flight. She'll seek salvation in him while she taints his light. There are demons in the dark, eager to taste her flesh, and they'll bleed her dry while they burn her world. It's such a pretty sight. Watching a raven, desperate to take flight, trying to escape, but the darkness she created has plucked out her wings, leaving her defenseless and broken. Such a pretty little raven. Your screams will fill the night air, and when your heart stops beating, the world will no longer be in despair. I don't love the cadence of that synopsis, nor does it really tell me a ton about it. Sex is fun when it's safe and between consenting adults. Sit back, clutch your pearls, have one hand firmly settled in between your legs, and enjoy the ride, says Nicole. Chapter 1 starts with the same, like, lyrics that were on the back of it. I don't love the whole, like, lyrics as a part of, I don't know. I just don't love it. Formatting is mildly rough. It's a little rough, I'm not gonna lie. Formatting for me is just, it's a big deal. Like, it can make or break something for me. Formatting was done by Champagne Book Design. We're gonna read it, and I'll see if I like the writing style. Chapter 4 starts on page 22, so we'll get at least to there, and I'll let you know. I got to page 23. Am I skipping all of the lyrics? Yes. This is going to be a tough one to read just because of the way that it was bound. It's like impossible. You see the way that it's like, it creases here. Hold on, give me a second. See the way that it opens? There's like a natural, just because of the way that it was bound. It's just a cheaper binding. So it's like, it's really tight, and so it creates this line, and there's nothing I can do about that. Luckily, I'm enjoying it. I'm not mad about it. And I'm gonna keep reading this. Do I think it's going to take long to get through like either of these? No, but there's nothing inherently wrong with them, so I'm going to keep them. I will get back to this at some point in the future. This one is going to go, along with 2 others that already went. You guys let me know in a comment if you have any interest in the ones that I unhauled specifically from this video. If you do, I will put them specifically on Pango. Otherwise, I'm probably going to let these ones go. Let me know in a comment and I will put them up onto Pango and like respond back to your comment when they're there, and then you guys can snag them. Again, I will have that listed down below. I'm not sponsored. Nobody likes me anymore. Not a big enough channel, but I'm getting rid of some things that I'm just trying to like unhaul, clear up space. I have a ton of exclusive editions, special editions coming, like ridiculous amounts. I got like $300 worth of Sanderson leather bound books. Did I just buy the Enchantment of Ravens and Sorcery of Thorns ones today? Yes. I don't know. I'm in a special edition mode. That's everything. I know it's not like the most exciting thing in the whole wide world, but tonight, out of the 4 books that I had left, I'm going to be keeping 3 of them. It's not the worst thing in the world, and I got rid of 3. I'm keeping 3, losing 3, and then 2 I was like, those are definitely fantasy, and I put them back on the shelf. If you are interested in spicy books, if you like the spice, and if you prefer your spice short and very spicy, there's a link down below that you can check out. New novellas every month. There will be 12 novellas this year. So if that's something that you're interested in and you have KU, they're free. If you don't have KU, they're like 99 cents. And at the time of this release, there's 2 out, 2 up for pre-order. If that's a thing that you're into, that's a thing you can check out. I've made that clear, right? Right. All right, friends, I'm going to go put these books back. So if you liked it, give me a big thumbs up, click subscribe, and I will see all of you in my next video. Bye, friends.